Democrats in Congress are trying to supplant their will for the voters that actually went to the polls in 2016. And so it's really a pushback against Washington, D.C. more than it is about impeachment on the merits or the lack thereof.
Under this president, taxes have been cut, regulations reduced, the economy is growing at a great clip, the lowest unemployment in 50 years, great Gorsuch and Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court. We're out of the Iran deal, embassies in Jerusalem, hostages home from North Korea, new trade agreement. And this president just 10 days ago was the first president to ever speak in person at the March for Life rally. I think that's what the voters are going to remember. And they're going to be fired up that the Democrats, as Mark said, that the Democrats tried to change their will just 10 months before an election and tried to remove this president from office. So I think that's going to fire up our team, and President Trump's going to win.
We're ready to go. The sun's coming up. Our volunteers are fired up. We are turning people out in the cities, in the rural areas, and I think we're going to have a big night this evening.
It's caucus day. Windy and cold in Iowa, and now it's up to the voters to make their decision. They'll go to caucus sites, more than 1,600 of them across the state. The only thing we know for sure is that we don't know who is going to win this. We've seen all of the candidates making their final pitches. We've had Sanders and Biden traditionally leading some of the polling, but you've got Mayor Pete Buttigieg and Senator Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar closing on the front runners.
So we will now report three numbers when it comes to the caucus today. It'll be first alignment, final alignment, and the state delegate equivalent. And the way that why we're doing this is in order to have transparency. The first alignment will show you a little bit of turnout. It'll show you who has signed in and showed up to the caucuses. And then the final alignment will show you, okay, once everyone, whether you picked your first viable or your candidate who was viable in the first instance or wasn't and you realigned, it'll show you all of those numbers. The state delegate equivalent is the closest number to national convention delegates. That is the number to look out for, because the way that you get the nomination is through 1,991 delegates. Whoever gets that number ends up being our nominee, so you want to look at that delegate number tonight.
Impeachment has sent a lightning rod through our base, through the Trump base. They're more mobilized than ever before. I was at the New Jersey rally in Wildwood, and it was incredible to see thousands of people who camped out in 40-degree weather. That's the kind of energy impeachment has put into our base. But not only that, it's building and expanding the Trump coalition. We see routinely that about a fourth of those going to rallies are Democrats. So these are voters who are motivated by impeachment and the obstruction they see, and they want to support President Trump. And it's also, finally, why in all of the states where a Democrat took the congressional seat in 2018, but President Trump won the seat in 2016. It's why we see by an 11-point margin voters in those districts now want to see their Democrat congressman who voted for impeachment removed in favor of another new candidate. So it's put a lightning rod through the base, it's mobilizing the base, it's also building the Trump coalition.
I'd say Bernie Sanders does. One, because he's been around this track before. He nearly beat Hillary Clinton here in 2016. So he's got an army of people already in place. And second of all, he seems to be closing strong. At least that's what people on the ground who are watching these caucuses, Iowa spends every 4 years preparing for the next set of caucuses. So people pay a lot of attention to it, and ask the cab driver, and he can tell you what he thinks. But yeah, my sense is he's closing strong.
Well, after almost a year and a half of campaigning, more than 24 candidates who have basically blazed a trail, I do believe that this race will come down to a handful of candidates. Of course, Joe Biden, who has been the perceived front runner because he is a known quantity. Bernie Sanders, who came in a close second place in 2016. Some people believe that he won the popular vote. And during the Iowa caucuses tonight, we'll find out for sure if he wins the raw vote. But, you know, this year we have Mayor Pete Buttigieg, and along with Amy Klobuchar, and the fantastic senator from Massachusetts, Senator Elizabeth Warren. So I believe that it's fluid. Andrew Yang has done a fantastic job in some of the rural areas as well as college towns. But I do believe that tonight the Iowans, the Hawkeye State will get this campaign rolling for 2020. The presidential season kicks off here, and I'm looking forward to seeing the results, but more importantly, I'm looking forward to hearing from the voters what they think about the field as well as what they think about the Democratic chances this fall.
I'm Mark Meredith with Fox News. We are in downtown Des Moines, where you can see the results of the Iowa caucus will be coming in on these screens here later on tonight. You can see right here now they're showing the past winners. For 2012, President Obama was unopposed, and then Rick Santorum winning back in 2012 as well. But of course, the excitement will be happening what's in 2020. Those results will be coming in here a couple of hours from now. Nobody knows exactly how long that'll take, but there will be plenty of media that'll be watching. You can see international media as well as local, state, and of course all of us here at Fox News. We're going to be here watching the results come in. Stay with us here all night long as the history will be made just a couple of hours from now.